Welcome back to another video, guys. So today I'm giving you a tutorial on a game called TC3. So I'm just going to go over the basics and try and help you to my best ability. If y'all follow my channel, I usually play Black Ops Mission 5, but I think you'll like this game too. It's in the description below so you can join it. Once you get in your round, just go ahead and hold click, drag, and highlight over all of your stuff, and it'll pick all your guys that are in that range of wherever you selected. Once you do that, just click near a green crystal. There should be one near your spawn, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Then hit the U key, or you can just press down here at the bottom right, and it'll pop up a bunch of building options. Once you build a thing called power plant, it's usually on the right side of your screen and costs $65. Or a nuclear plant, this one costs more, but it's gonna, in the long run, give you a little bit more money. You're just gonna put it near your guys and near this crystal. Once this finishes building, my cash per minute, which pops up at the bottom right, will go up. The nuclear plant brings it up by 15, and the power plant brings it up by 10. So there's benefits and negatives to both, because the power plant doesn't cost as much, but the nuclear plant gives you more money in the long run, so it's kind of like a hit or miss. Once you do that, you gonna want to make sure you're allied with at least someone, or it will already default put you on a team. It depends on the map. But if you're not already by default on a team, hit deployment speed at the top left, and then just send a request to the nearest person to you. So for me, the person that's closest is purple, but he's already teamed, so I'm just gonna send it to blue because he's the only one that I see not allied yet. Alright, and so basically what you're going to want to do from there is just move on to other crystals and take them over. Eventually, you're going to have enough money to make a barracks. What a barracks does is produce soldiers for you. I'm going to go ahead and show you once my guys get over here and I can put a building down. So how most buildings work is, in order to have it work, you already have to have another building near it, or at least another unit near it. So in order for me to put a power plant here, the things I have to do is have guys near a crystal, and the building has to go right next to basically people and a crystal. Then it will work. And now that I have this building here, I'm able to build a barracks. Just like that, all you gotta do is hit $150 one. It says barracks and you hover over it. As far as seeing which buildings are what, just hover over them and it'll tell you. So it should cost $150, be on the left side of your screen. And yeah, you just put that down, and then once it finishes processing, you can right click it and hit heavy soldier. Heavy soldiers are basically just a better version of your light soldiers, which are the default guys you have. You will also have one scout. He's going to be a little bit faster, but not do as much damage. But I would recommend starting to buy heavy soldiers once you have enough money for that. They only cost $20 a pop, so it's not that bad. Another thing you want to keep an eye on is this command center here. It's going to be your very spawn. If you can't find it, hit T. It'll teleport you to it just like it just did there. Basically, if you lose this thing, you can't use anything your ally has. So say my ally was blue. If he made a barracks, just like I made over here, I would be able to use it right now because my command center is still alive. But if this command center here is taken out by an enemy, then I cannot use anything that my allies make. It doesn't really matter for me too much right now because I'm not even allied with anyone. Alright, so I'm probably not going to win this battle, but just for the sake of it, I'm going to show you what it's like to attack someone. So all you got to do, hold click, drag to select your guys. I already told you about that, but just to remind you, that's how you're going to grab all your guys at once. You can also just click a specific one, but for now I'm just going to show you how to grab all of them. By the way, if you want to figure out how to make Navy work, I'll show you that at the end of the video, but I need a different map to show you Navy because this one doesn't even have water on it. Alright, so as you can see right here, I'm taking my guys and I'm clicking where I want them to go. If I want to give them more of a command than just going to one place, once you have them all highlighted, hold control and start clicking to do like multiple commands, and you can make them do more than just one direction. By the way, I don't know if this game works on mobile or anything like that. I am playing on a PC, so as far as what devices you can use, I'm not completely sure on that. Alright, so as you can see, one of my scouts has arrived because he's the fastest, and he's just shooting at this. Eventually, it will die, and I will be able to take over this crystal. You want to take over as many crystals as possible. That way, your economy is the highest in the game, and you can make new things that can help you out. Other things you can buy that can help you, other than just the barracks, is something called a tank factory. It costs $235, and, well, it's pretty obvious what it does. It makes tanks instead of people. They do a lot more damage, and they're pretty good, but it does cost more money for the factory. And then you can also make an airport. Airports cost $300, and of course they make planes, helicopters, a bunch of good stuff like that. And to build with them, it's the same gist. You just right click and yeah, it'll start producing. Another tip I have for you is once you're a decent ways into the game, I would recommend starting to sell your light troops and replace them with heavies. Because you're going to have a limit of 10 troops, and you don't want that to be wasted by a bunch of, guys that aren't as strong, so eventually you can sell them and buy ones that are a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to start doing once my limit fills up. You can see how many troops you have at the top left as well as how many buildings. You can go up to 25 buildings and you can go up to 10 troops. There is actually a way to get more soldiers. If you see right here it says soldier house. If I put this down, it'll actually increase my soldier limit to 11 soldiers. And just like I'm doing here, make sure you have all the crystals near you occupied. Because if there's one that you leave out, that's, 10 or 15 more cash per minute that you're missing out on. So you're going to want to make sure you have access to everything you can at that present moment. Also, keep in mind, whenever you're at a specific base that you have control of, enemies can attack from a different angle. So you're going to want to be able to be pretty mobile. I'm moving my guys more in the middle here in case they attack over here, because it looks like they are looking at it right now like they want to take it over. So instead of just having my guys sit on the base that's on way left over there, I'm keeping them in the middle in case they decide to attack over here. And as you can see, they are sending one guy. What I'm going to do to defend from this is put a laser, or a turret. I don't know why I called it a laser. Basically, it costs $65, and you can put them at a base in order to protect it. It's just going to shoot lasers at them whenever they come at you. So it's just a good way to defend your base without actually being at it. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, just comment down below or join my Discord. There's a lot of aspects to this game, so I'm definitely not going to be able to tell you everything that can possibly happen. I'm just going to run through some of the things other buildings do. A hospital right here, if you make one of these, it'll actually heal nearby guys if they're injured. A research center. If you get one of those, you can actually start researching things. Whenever you have a research center, up here at the top left, it'll pop up something that says research, and you'll be able to kind of, oh boy, I'm about to get taken out by this team right here. Alright, well, oof, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell. If anybody ever attacks you like this and they're way more powerful, just click your buildings and hit the sell button, and then you can gain more money back. But as I was saying, research centers. Basically, once you have them top left here, it'll pop up a research button, and you can research things such as artillery, Space Link, stuff like that. The Space Link is the most important thing in my opinion. It's basically like a better version of planes, and once that's fully researched, out here at buildings, you'll actually be able to see something come up that's called, I think, Space Link is literally the name of it, and then you can make just better versions of planes. Artillery, if you research that, you can make a fort here, and the fort will actually shoot lasers, and when you right-click it, you'll actually be able to make artillery. And there's a bunch more stuff to that, but I'm just trying to cover the basics here, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Another building that can help you out is an anti-air turret. If there's ever an army of planes coming at your base, you can just take this right here, put it down, and it'll shoot down planes a lot more efficient than just the default turret. There's two types of turrets. There's just a normal turret. This is going to do damage to soldiers and planes, but not as much damage to planes. And then the $85 anti-air turret is not going to shoot normal guys, but it's going to do more damage to planes. So that's just a nifty trick, especially if someone makes Space Link. Then you'll want to put those down at your bases, that way it can defend them. I'm going to move on to naval stuff, so I'm going to get in another game where it's actually a naval base. There's a bunch of maps in this game. This tutorial should help you in really any of them, but I can, of course, show you how to deal with ships because there's no water here, so I'm just going to go do that real quick. So right here, guys, is an example of default teaming. Some rounds put this up before it even starts. All you have to do is just click the side that you want to be on. It doesn't really matter. It'll put you on one or two sides of the map. Some maps have this, others you just have to hit diplomacy at the top left at the beginning of it. So that's just how default teaming works. I wanted to tell you all that. But now we got a ocean map. So Just as normal, I'm going to bring my guys here and start to make money first because that's what's most important. But whenever you spawn, you'll have a default guy that's called a construction soldier. All you're going to want to do is bring him close to the water, and once you get there, you'll be able to have an option to hit N, and it'll kind of make a little building right there. Once that's finished processing, you're going to want to come to the naval shipyard. This will cost $80, and just put it right next to it. You have to wait till it's done building, and then you'll be able to. And it has to be on the edge of the map, on this very sand. Sometimes it's hard to get. Like, you can see it's red right here, but if I bring it a little bit further down on the sand, it's green. So once it shows up as green, you'll be able to build it. And you can right-click this just like the barracks and everything else, and there'll be a bunch of options. There'll be battleship, transport ship, hovercraft, a bunch of things like that. What a hovercraft does is it has a little gun on it, but it doesn't do a crazy amount of damage as like the battleship or the destroyer. But it can carry 2 guys and go very fast, and it can go on land and water. It's extremely good for the beginning of rounds. A transport ship can't shoot at all, but it can hold a lot of guys. A battleship does the most damage to other ships. An oil ship can go on these little black dots on the water around the map, and when you hit N on them and they're right next to oil like this, it'll give you cash per minute just like whenever you're using power plants or nuclear plants. Aircraft carriers are extremely expensive, but they work as a plane factory on water, which means you can build planes with them by right-clicking them, and they can carry a bunch of people and tanks. A gunboat does very little damage, but if you're in a pinch and there's a bunch of people attacking your base, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just span some gunboats. A destroyer shoots buildings and destroys them faster than a battleship, and with research you can get something called submarines, and a destroyer is the only thing that can hit back. And destroyers are also pretty decent against other ships, so if you don't have a lot of cash per minute, this is a good replacement for the battleship. And they just work like soldiers whenever they spawn, so whenever they come in, all you can do is, hold, click, drag, highlight them, or just click a specific one, and then tell it where you want to move. That's pretty much it for this tutorial. There's a bunch of things to this game, so if you get any questions, comment down below, or you can join the Discord and ask me, or DM me. I'm fine with either of those options. But yeah, that's the end of the tutorial. I hope it was informative and helped you. Again, I do a game called Black Ops Mission 5, so if y'all would like to check that out, that's in the description below. That's what I mainly do on my channel. That's the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching. I will see you in the next one.